Week 9, recovering a sense of compassion. Okay, just got done with class. On my way home. Blocked artists are not lazy. They are blocked. Being blocked and being lazy are two different things. The blocked artist typically expends a great deal of energy, just not visibly. The blocked artist spends energy on self-hatred, on regret, on grief, and on jealousy. The blocked artist spends energy on self-doubt. The blocked artist does not know how to begin with baby steps. Instead, the blocked artist thinks in terms of great big scary impossible tasks. A novel, a feature film, a one-person show, an opera. When these large tasks are not accomplished or even begun, the blocked artist calls that laziness. Do not call the inability to start laziness. Call it fear. The need to be a great artist makes it hard to be an artist. The need to produce a great work of art makes it hard to produce any art at all. Finding it hard to begin a project does not mean you will not be able to do it. It means you will need help from your higher power, from supportive friends, and from yourself. First of all, you must give yourself permission to begin small and go in baby steps. These steps must be rewarded. Setting impossible goals creates enormous fear, which creates procrastination, which we wrongly call laziness. Do not call procrastination laziness. Call it fear.
Am I crazy, or do these sound incredibly different? Like I'm losing my mind right now. This is the first one. I had to try. This is the other one. I had to try. And I can't tell which one is better because they both sound a little like not great. I think I'm overthinking this. You're right. I'm overthinking this. Thank you. Thank you for your input.
Over any extended period of time, being an artist requires enthusiasm more than discipline. Enthusiasm is not an emotional state. It is a spiritual commitment, a loving surrender to our creative process, a loving recognition of all the creativity around us. What other people may view as discipline is actually a playdate that we make with our artist child. I'll meet you at 6 a.m. and we'll goof around with that script, painting, sculpture. I hate Moynihan train station. Why is this bathroom so tiny in this big old station? No place to sit at all. Oh, except for this tiny little area, which is stupid. And also, why is the important train information on these tiny screens? Seems a little stupid. Seems it should go on these gigantic screens where they're selling me jewelry. I just think they did not think this through. And, oh, look at me, I look good. Yay. Anyway, I can't stand this place. We usually commit creative harakiri either on the eve of or in the wake of a first creative victory. The glare of success, a poem, an acting job, a song, a short story, a film, or any success, can send the recovering artist scurrying back into the cave of self-defeat. We're more comfortable being a victim of artist block than risking having to consistently be productive and healthy. An artistic U-turn arrives on a sudden wave of indifference. We greet our newly minted product or a delightful process with, "Oh, what does it matter anyhow? It's just a start. Everybody else is so much further ahead." Yes, and they will stay that way if we stop working. The point is we have traveled light years from where we were when we were blocked. We are now on the road, and the road is scary. We begin to be distracted by roadside attractions or detoured by the bumps. Have compassion. Creative U-turns are always born from fear. Fear of success or fear of failure. It doesn't really matter which. The net result is the same. Think of your talent as a young, skittish horse that you are bringing along. This horse is very talented, but it is also young, nervous, and inexperienced. It will make mistakes, be frightened by obstacles it hasn't seen before. Your job as the creative jockey is to keep your horse moving forward and to coax it into finishing the course. One trick a seasoned jockey uses is to place a green horse in the slipstream of an older, steadier, and more seasoned horse. You can do this too. Once we admit the need for help, the help arrives. The ego always wants to claim self-sufficiency. It would rather pose as a creative loner than ask for help. Ask anyway. Week 10, recovering a sense of self-protection. Workaholism is an addiction. and like all addictions, it blocks creative energy. In order to recover our creativity, we must learn to see workaholism as a block instead of a building block. You're just gonna stare at me, Riley? Okay. There is a difference between zestful work toward a cherished goal and workaholism. That difference lies less in the hours than it does in the emotional quality of the hours spent. In striving to clear the way for our creative flow, we must look at our work habits very clearly. We may not think we overwork until we look at the hours we put in. We may think our work is normal until we compare it with a normal 40-hour week. Fame encourages us to believe that if it hasn't happened yet, it won't happen. Of course, it is fame. Fame is not the same as success, and in our true souls, we know that. We know and have felt success at the end of a good day's work. But fame, it is addictive, and it always leaves us hungry. Hi, how are we all liking the new glasses? We like? I hope so, because I think I accidentally left the other one at my mom's place. I went to go visit family in Massachusetts, just, real quick to check in and everything. So I'm gonna do what I usually don't do when I come home from a trip. I'm going to properly unpack, so let's get that out of the way. Fame, the desire to attain it, the desire to hold on to it, can produce the "how am I doing" syndrome. This question is not, is the work going well? This question is, how does it look to them? The point of the work is the work. Fame interferes with that perception. Yay, it's all done. Oh, okay. For some reason that made me a little bit winded. What is it? I'm tired. I was gonna be like, I'll do this, I'm gonna practice a little. It's not gonna happen today. I'm exhausted. Train rides always tire me out. I'm gonna lie down now. Maybe I'll have energy to practice later on, we'll see. We all like credit where credit is due. As artists, we don't always get it. Yet focusing on fame, on whether we are getting enough, creates a continual feeling of lack. There is never enough of the fame drug. Hello! And I'm re-recording some things, using my break to re-record, do other work, because sometimes that's just what you do. It's just what you do. This hair is really ruining my life. Okay, let's get to work. Remember my favorite color was turquoise, and you bring up names I haven't heard in a while. Let's try it again. Does that sound good? And you, and you, and you, and you. I need to sit down. Okay, that way I can relax a little bit more. Belly's out. All right, let's do this. And you bring up names, and you bring up names. All right, I need to get rid of the backing vocal because it's ruining my life. There we go. Okay, it's getting closer. And you bring up names, names. Why can I sound good? Remember my favorite color was turquoise. Bring up names. I'm stressing. I need to chill. It's really not that serious. It's really not. You just sing the note, call it a day. If it doesn't sound good, it doesn't matter. I need to chill. And you pick up a magazine or even your alumni news, and somebody you know has gone further, faster toward your dream. Instead of saying, that proves it can be done, your fear will say, he or she will succeed instead of me. When we focus on competition, we poison our own well, impede our own progress. When we are ogling the accomplishments of others, we take our eye away from our own through line. We ask ourselves the wrong questions, and those wrong questions give us the wrong answers. As artists, we cannot afford to think about who is getting ahead of us and how they don't deserve it. The desire to be better than can choke off the simple desire to be. Bring up names. As artists, we cannot afford this thinking. It leads us away from our own voices and choices and into a defensive game that centers outside of ourselves and our sphere of influence. It asks us to define our own creativity in terms of someone else's. This compare and contrast school of thinking may have its place for critics, but not for artists in the act of creation. Let the critics spot trends. Let reviewers concern themselves with what is in and what is not. Let us concern ourselves first and foremost with what it is within us that is struggling to be born. Whenever you are angered about someone else beating you out, remember this: the foot race mentality is always the ego's demand to be not just good, but also be first and best. It is the ego's demand that our work be totally original, as if such a thing were possible. All work is influenced by other work. All people are influenced by other people. No man is an island, and no piece of art is a continent unto itself. A competitive focus encourages snap judgments, thumbs up or thumbs down. Many hits are sure things only in retrospect. Until we know better, we call a great many creative swans ugly ducklings. An act of art needs time to mature. Judged early, it may be judged incorrectly. Never ever judge a fledgling piece of work too quickly. Be willing to paint or write badly while your ego yelps resistance. Your bad writing may be the syntactical breakdown necessary for a shift in your style. Your lousy painting may be pointing you in a new direction. Art needs time to incubate, to sprawl a little, to be ungainly and misshapen, and finally emerge as itself. The ego hates this fact. The ego wants instant gratification and the addictive hit of an acknowledged win. The need to win now is a need to win approval from others. As an antidote, we must learn to approve of ourselves. Showing up for the work is the win that matters. All right, I think that's just, I can't look at it anymore. I think it sounds good. It sounds like something related to music. I can't do this anymore. We're done. Save and quit. There's wanting to get things right so it sounds good, and then there's like perfectionism, and then there's just like, I don't think I'm either of those things. I'm just realizing like the limitations of my voice and the fact that I'm facing the fact that I still have a lot more training to do, and I have more like milestones to reach with my voice and its technique. So I feel like there's wanting things to sound a certain way, realizing you're not at that level yet, and just making peace with it. So it's not, I'm not trying to like rag on myself or anything like that. It's just like, oh, there's still a ways to go, and I can try and make things sound as best as I can, and that's fine. But there's still like a bit of training I need to accomplish before I can be completely happy with how I record things, which is fine. I think it's fine realizing your limitations. I think it's fine recognizing the fact that maybe you aren't where you want to be, and your taste is at a level where your actual ability is not able to reach just yet. I feel like I've said like the same thing 15 different ways. I think I'm losing my mind. It's Monday. What are you gonna do? But anyway, that's like part of my recording process, is just me getting angry with myself. Not the most healthy, but certainly something to do. Anyway, my break is pretty much done, so I need to go. Maybe this is what I should ask for Christmas. Maybe I should ask for new headphones, because these are like, yikes. It still works fine, so I don't think it's like that big of a deal. Oh well, we're for 19 minutes. I need to go. See you later, probably at home. So I didn't see you later or see you at home because I didn't film an outro to this video at all, and for that I sincerely apologize. So just wanted to pop in and say thank you so much for coming to my little corner of the internet and hanging out with me, and thank you for being so patient as I updated you with this very, very, very overdue video for this series that I started last year. Sorry. The final video will be coming up right after this one, and then we will start our Vlogmas series. And by Vlogmas, I mean one video per week, but holiday themed, because I'm not doing every day. Okay, I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.